Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine read for you again today, so here we go. I did do a small union read yesterday, which I didn't report. If I have time after this one, I will go into it, but I did want to let you know about it because when I did the union read yesterday, twos were coming up like crazy. I had 4 twos, I had 3 twos, I had 2 sevens, and I had 10-10. And also there was a code that came up, 710324, 17 came up, and 23, the King of Wands, which was all about yesterday, and 27 came up yesterday as well in the union read. 27 is the Ace of Wands. So if it doesn't go too long, I'll read that for you. But I wanted to tell you that because then later, yesterday at 7 p.m., my mail was 7733, and I'm going to show you this. As I sent I want to show you this. Turn around. Oh, it won't stay that way. But anyway, that one won't stay. All right. As I sent, it's not staying the right way. Let's stay that way. All right, that's my mail. That's my mail, 7777. As I sent this, no, it's not going to stay, but anyway, you see it. As I sent my mail to myself, my pictures of this read that I did now, I sent those to me, not looking at the time. They were sent at 12:21, and at 12:21, my mail came to 7777, okay? My mail is, I've never allowed that much mail in my mailbox before, so obviously that doesn't come up. So this is very significant because 12:21 is an ending cycle, and we have 4 sevens, okay? And it was just 2-3, it was 2-3-2 and then 2-3-3. 2-3-2 is the High Priestess, and the 32 is the 6 of Wands, which is going on the journey, and then 3-3 of course is the Christ vibration and standing up for yourself. So I'm going to get right into this read because it's not a short one. It is March 11th today, 2019. The 11 is of justice. It'll come up in a significant way. I didn't have justice in the main card, but it did come up as significant in the read. The day adds up to 26, which is the Page of Wands, okay, and that's very significant for the twins. The Page of Wands and the Page of Cups often come up for the twins, which is an 8. So you have an 11 and an 8. And 11 is very spiritual, and 8, of course, is the infinity. It's staying at 0 point, that perfect balance. It's power, control, and manifestation of your dreams. And as I was putting the cards down, and by the way, I woke up at 8:08 this morning, 8:08, and then I got up at 8:38. And 38 is my soul number. So there's definitely things coming in here. As I was putting the cards down, first I got just under the wire, and that's when I was placing the Star card and the 8 of Wands on the foundation, which was is the Indigo child, which is the Magician. And then that was at 9:24. At 9:27, I got Pity the Fool. But that was that Fooey, the F-O-U coming up again, but I was getting Pity the Foo. So I was definitely getting that use of it. And that was on the 4 of Orbs, or the 4 of Swords. I was putting down the 4 of Swords reversed, the Wounded Warrior, after the Queen of Cups with the 2 of Swords reversed. And the 4 of Swords was reversed as well. And that was in the environment position, what's around the Divine Masculine, or how he is seen. Then I was getting, and I wasn't thinking of my twin, I was thinking of a friend, but I was thinking about what is the price for love? Like, you know, so if there's some kind of issue between you, are there friends that you don't see much anymore, and not for a specific reason, except for you feel like it can't just be peaceful anymore, because they're always going to call you on every little thing that you do. So that was coming up, you know, for people who never forget, who always want to get to, you know, do tit for tat, that kind of stuff. And then at 9:30, I was getting, how deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to know, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, taking us down when we all should let it be. Okay, so that was coming up, and that was at 30, which is the Four of Wands, the union energy. And then as I get into the read, it was done at 9:30 to 33 as I was still positioning. The major arcana for this read for the Divine Masculine were Indigo, which I said is the Magician. This is the Sirian Starseed deck. And then the Chariot, which is the Chariot in this deck. Also underneath the underlying energy, which I do use in the read, was Reflection. So the Hermit was there as well. There were 4 swords, so it was mostly swords, 1 pentacle, 3 cups, and 1 wand, which again in the Sirian Starseed deck are orbs, crystals, chalices, and flames. There were no court cards showing up here. And then the numbers and the coding line were all about intuition and using your intuition. And the numbers were 53, which is the Knight of Swords, the catapult. Also 6 of the Lovers. And then 59 came up, which is that 5 of Swords, right? That energy of war. 33 came up, which is the Christ vibration, like I said, and the 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself. And also 55 came up, which is the Ace of Swords, the truth. And 666 came up, which can represent the devil, as we all know. But it was 666, so there could be some shadow energy coming up there. And then 4131 came up. And if you break that down, 41 is the Ace of Cups, and 31 is the 5 of Wands. So there's definitely a lot of new beginnings, but expansion all at the same time, because we have both 5s. We have the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Wands, along with the Ace of Truth and the Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Swords coming in. Knight of Swords coming in with the 5 of Swords, right? They want to get to the truth, standing up for themselves, but not getting defensive, speaking the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and offering love for expansion and to clear your shadow with each other. Okay, so that's definitely coming up for the masculine. And it was all around intuition. So the coding came up, just the letter R came up. So I don't know if it's R or Ra was coming up here in reference to that. But THR also came up again, which is the high road. And then Pity the Fool came up in the coding. And 3 of Cups, as well as the 53 of the Knight of Swords. So it's that coming together to speak truth, the messenger of truth, and taking the high road, the being I first, right? And then love, and then C was coming up, SI, to see the Divine Feminine, because Eve was coming up in the coding, which represents the Divine Feminine as Adam and Eve. But also C was coming up as to see Eve, but also yes, SI is Italian, yes. Is the high road. It's like R, the high road, is I, the Fool. The Knight of Swords, right? The Knight in shining armor, rushing in emotions of love. If the Divine Feminine intuits. And I was getting to Sophia 9 with the love, which is a collective consciousness of the feminine, saying yes. So it's very much about, oh, I wanted to tell you this too. Arthur came up, the movie Arthur, but the name Arthur too. So if Arthur means something to you, Arthur's coming up definitely. Arthur tried to tithe full expanding by coming together in love, but only if the Divine Feminine uses her intuition. So I have to watch the movie again, Arthur, but there's something about the feminine using her intuition. And obviously in Arthur, you know, he was an alcoholic, but he was very lovable. So there's some tie-in here for you guys for the Divine Masculine. Arthur tried to tithe being the Fool, expanding, by coming together in love if the Divine Feminine uses intuition. But also, Arthur was basically saying, I the fool. Knight in shining armor for love, if the divine feminine will have me, right? And also the intuition is going to be a problem because it's hard for him to surprise her because she's always picking up on the intuition. Also then getting R to the nth degree, R, and R is 18, so that's the moon. And then, and we're coming up to we come up to the full moon soon? Yeah, the full moon soon. And then, is that on the 20th? I think it's the 20th. I was getting slide, and then the R's were coming up like this, as sliding in for a home run, just under the wire. And I was getting, but the wire is electric fence. So that was pretty funny. And I was getting 2 R's with that home run, so there may be 2 home runs. Or a double hitter, okay? So as we get into the read, lightning strikes, like man on the run, so band on the run comes up here, but lightning strikes like man on the run, hermit in separation and heartbreak, allowing their light, their wisdom to be exposed after running from themselves. After the burdens dropped and confessions are made that the Queen of Swords talks about, the Queen of Pentacles on a higher timeline is well grounded but frustrated. Or that could just be a child or son or divine masculine frustrated or uninspired around the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands is looking away. As the Queen of Swords speaks her truth, the wounded warrior is checking out the Queen of Wands' reaction to what she's saying, and the Queen of Cups is meditating while the Queen of Pentacles is sitting pretty over the Page of Cups with a message of love. The divine masculine wounded warrior is in between a lot of women and children. Partners, exes, sisters, people at work, and children. All queens represented here, just here in this one spot in the underlying energy. Or maybe he's coming up as the child amongst all these women. I'm the baby, gotta love me. The Queen of Swords is talking between, the Queen of Swords is between him and the Queen of Wands, and she's the one talking. And the Queen of Cups is meditating between him and the Queen of Pentacles and Page of Cups. Or his partner is gay and with her best friend, and he is unaware of it. Or he has a not quite ex and another girl pregnant, or mother of children with sister, mother or friend, and he is looking at 2 options, a young hottie ignoring him and the divine feminine. Or just that it's just him and his partner and the divine feminine, and seeing his divine feminine as and her different personas, mother and nurturer, meditative and intuitive, stable and grounded, but also childlike and innocent. Fluid was coming up. The Queen of Cups testing the waters, but the river is dried up. So they've been on a riverbed where everything is dried up and dead. The 4D murkiness brought to the light reduces her to infancy, not knowing what to do with this. Or mother and child connection, very strong between the masculine and his mother, the divine masculine afraid to let the divine feminine in and weaken that connection between him and his mother. His mother all-consuming, or could be his karmic playing that role, so he will not know how to live without her. The Queen of Pentacles is all about coin, looks and stability of material things and her babies. There is some water on that riverbed, but even that is scarce, and this the divine masculine dreads. That means the divine masculine would have to grow up, right? Because there's no water well anywhere now. And not be the baby that everyone has to adore. Either he is too dependent on his mother, or she on him, never let go of the apron strings. If he can do no wrong in his mother's eyes, how could any woman possibly fulfill him? Okay, and I understand this role very well because my father's mother didn't like my mother at all. And she was very doting, he was her only baby. He had a brother who died at an early age, but so she, he was her focus. And my mother was not acceptable as far as she was concerned. So it caused an issue between both relationships. This role could be taken on by the karmic partner as well as the mothering, doting person. He may have attention from multiple women, but he now sees the differences between codependency and real love, especially with those and with their children growing up and leaving the nest. Over the loss of imbalance in home and marriage with emperor dictatorship, and children now moving away from him to be with the woman or women, or now all the women in his life are ganging up or against him in a payout for child's party, family celebration, a wedding that's been canceled, or now moving and separated from child. Everything he knew is now thrown out the window. Those he gave to now rebel against the emperor still in control, with an uprising of his people against him. Judas's betrayal. Religion, and then religious factors comes up right next to that as the underlying energy with let your friends help below that. So religious factors just means there's some major difference between him and his relationship, or between him and his twin. It doesn't have to be religious. It can be cultural, it can be age, it can be whatever, okay? After reunion with evil empress and touching left butt exposed on stage behind the scenes happenings, and being tackled or strong-armed by Leo with big hands and feet, and tribal, controlling obsessively with food and alcohol, letting him see her in the mirror so he doesn't have to face himself. And then Man in the Mirror was coming up, Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson came up yesterday. The war widow, Queen of Wards, and the war hero who left her behind, having trouble looking at each other in the eye because it's themselves. Each have played that role before. The King of Wands grabs her for a hug, and it was weird because I wrote HUP, which is University of Pennsylvania where I used to work. But the King of Wands grabs her for a hug in broad daylight. So it's either, it could be this King of Wands grabbing it looks like a hello or goodbye. So it's either goodbye to a karmic and hello, or hello to the feminine, or that could be both. But you get my drift. So then I turn the page, is 1026, and 26 again is the page of Wands. And I said, usually the Page of Wands was coming up as the masculine, and the Page of Cups would come up as the feminine, but more recently the masculine's coming up as the Page of Cups, and the Divine Feminine as the Page of Wands. So at 1026, if presented with opportunity, could the Queen of Swords forgive the King of Wands? So could the feminine forgive the masculine? After the control and neglect, all the wounds of your DNA, protecting and tiptoeing around as not to wake them. But I was also then getting with the karmic, that someone was tiptoeing around at night maybe with like a pincushion, candle, and bell on the bedside table, and a tiny toothpick sword. It's like can the feminine forgive the masculine after the control and neglect and all the wounds of both of your DNA and needing to protect yourself, but also the tiptoeing going on around you, as in the karmics, as not to wake them, like when the masculine's sleeping, okay? With a pincushion, candle, and bell on the bedside table, a tiny toothpick sword. So there's some kind of sneaky manipulation to get the masculine to stay, which was coming up here. The right ankle issues extending from the right knee, both this King of Wands and whoever he's hugging are in nice boots with buttercup yellow Mary Magdalene capes. They may have thought their partner was their twin, but they're clearly not. They've been sneaking around at night to plot and manipulate. His twin is the one who hurts like he does. They feel each other's pain, and yet he still won't return from the war, leaving her to die a slow death without him. He with the glory that someone else wanted from him, once achieved, feeling like an empty shell of a man. Saving the manipulator, Lancelot leaves Guinevere to die of a broken heart, unless, of course, Excalibur, the truth. And then nature comes up here as the underlying energy, and below nature was parenting. Nature's 74, which is I think it's the Six of Pentacles, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, the Six of Pentacles, which is that nature let things balance naturally. And parenting was below that parenting, that obviously the masculine was dealing with parenting issues, which is 63, which is the Nine of Swords, so it's suffering cycles. And that was just getting suffrage city. So he's he's allowing things to happen naturally, okay? When's the best time to leave your children? Well, never was coming up. They're always your children, even when they're 80 on the other side of the world. They don't have to live with you to still be your children because they're under your control. But why do parents think that college is a better time than high school? Since they're away anyway, but they're dealing with some of the biggest life changes they'll ever experience with mini breakdowns. Whereas high school is the same old, and parents are around to help wean them. Parents avoiding change for them, not for the parents are avoiding change for themselves, not for the children. They're using kids as a crutch so they don't have to deal with their own issues and themselves, their own lack of satisfaction. The hermit, wise old man and light, holds a cane. Parents think when their kids are gone that they will age and die. The parallel to the war widow for the masculine. So the feminine is the war widow, like left home alone forever. And I was just getting, is it Cheap Trick or no? Who is it? Easy come, easy go. I'm blanking out, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Talking about mother and leaving forever. But anyway, I was getting that along with the parallel to the war widow of the feminine is the masculine, a widower of his children. When the hermit is over all the loss and the worst of the pain, Batman has flown the cave, and drama and birds now fly north for the spring. No more Bambis rescuing him. Just leave me alone. When I'm ready, I'll get up and answer the phone. The hermit is standing on top of the tower, grounding his domain and taking back his power and his name. Ready for blast-off. The worst is over, moving in separation from karmic and possibly children due to irreconcilable differences, with a hug and a goodbye. Thank you for trying to rescue me, but now it's time that I do it on my own, naturally and not forced. So there's two different templates of the karmics that come up here, and one is the obviously the controlling one who's bossy and kind of more masculine than the masculine, and then the other dynamic is the one that's overly sweet, who's coddling them, who could never be seen as the bad one because she's always so icky sweet, but it's really a manipulative tactic so that you'll never be able to let them go. Like if they do everything for you, then you can't possibly live without them. So there's two of these. I'm sure there's more than that as far as scenarios, but that's what I was getting here. So as I turn the page, it's 1048, and 48 is the 8 of Cups, of walking away or going within. And recently, for the masculines, dealing with abandonment issues and exile, coming together with a group who after hours wants nothing to do with you. The King of Pentacles reversed, seen as tight or greedy or with loss of money and status and no longer good enough for them. Verbal abuse or attacks or silent treatment not working, or holding tongue at work is not working, or the masculine's freaking out all the time verbally due to overwork and inability to focus, while he's in separation from both family and divine feminine. Both feminines seem fine without you. Only the children, or maybe one child, is acting up because they miss you. You're either the fun one who drinks and is irresponsible, or the overly responsible one who drinks to relax and too serious or controlling. So obviously not everyone has a drinking issue, but it could be drinking, drugs, whatever the addiction is, okay? It could be shopping, spending, whatever. Food. The foundation is the indigo. And then Eyes of Laura Mars was coming up again here. So maybe a child that's involved too with their intuitive abilities. It may go against the religion or the culture. So there may be an issue for this child. Covering the face as not to disgrace the family. Either religion or a death ritual in covering the face, could so be literal or figurative, or just to expose your eyes, right? So some in a death ceremony or just your basic religion where you have to have your face covered, it's coming up as in order to expose the woman's eyes because they can't lie if only their eyes are showing. And that was coming back to the Eyes of Laura Mars. Expressing feelings of dreams or shining your light in healing and miracles amidst a cover-up of lies at work in a split. Centrally, for the masculine, indigo's connection is a risk. So this can become, the indigo can be the masculine or the feminine as well. It's just the higher vibration rebel personality, the warriors. So centrally, the indigo's connection is a risk. So it can be masculine, feminine, or child, awakening suddenly to their higher self, to God, to commitment, to tradition, establishment, and marriage, and what that means. Sudden jealousy of another man coming in for the masculine. The challenge being coming together after feeling kicked in the face, and the hermit shedding light on it, and the King of Wands reversed, his disgrace. So the King of Wands reversed can just be exhausted or can be pissed. There's heartbreak, separation, exhaustion, and possible heart issues for the masculine after acting the fool, free and snobbish, doing whatever he wished, no matter who it affected or who it hurt. Implementing a plan on how to stand up for himself and fend off others while not being defensive, when leaving home for Capricorn angel, or divine masculine and divine feminine, the devil and the angel. Seeing himself as the devil and the feminine as the angel, whereas before he may have seen the divine feminine as the devil. Or worried with twin, if he's with twin, that he'll get jealous and run home to his old dynamic of arrogance, of higher knowing, while the jury is still out of justice and or divorce. Maybe he'll leave one more, maybe he'll have one more look at the karmic, right? One more go around, like looking back and saying, and his property was coming up, all right? Because this is coming up from slave labor and ownership. That the masculine feels the karmic is his property, or vice versa. Because once done, he knows she will throw her new partners in his face, that he no longer controls her, again, or vice versa. Crowning now is passing on divine feminine downloads over pain cycles and juggling the daily and performing about the divine masculine left out in the cold by marriage or church or establishment or group seeking peace. But emotions stuck even though the worst is over. Now taking down others, standing in their truth to defend him and his twin and their kids. The divine feminine legacy, work and love connection, just too much to resist. And this was at 11:11. Okay, so the read was done at 12:20. The picture was sent at 12:21 at 7777. And then this, where the lovers and the Two of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles in the Tarot Magic all come together. And I'm going to post that picture, I think, in the tag. They all came together at 11:11. And just as I turned the page at 11:11, the sun brightened a little bit outside, and the sound of spring mowers and drills came up. So with the legacy, the twin flame legacy, work and love connection, just too much to resist, the Queen of Cups, the Two of Cups, lovers, and Ten of Pentacles on the Three of Pentacles from the Tarot Sexual Magic, and along with Destiny, the Destiny card, the Wheel of Fortune. And it is written, jealous third party, touching left butt and putting it out there, getting kicked out for fantasizing, the Emperor, with his back turned, now frees himself to transform from the devil to the angel, happy about the High Priestess and Magician side by side, but not knowing how to express the words to Mary Poppins. Justice, divorce, 2 spoonsful of sugar, make the medicine go down. Well, he can't stand overly sweet things. Why has he been putting up with patronizing behavior? And referencing back to his home situation. So soon coming up on the journey of getting attention, leading the way for his children and his happiness, exposing all to start over in love, leaving behind emotional detachment and manipulation due to his own insecurities. Messenger of truth rushes in to tell truth to the Knight of Cups about father and family, and taking a leap away from the King of Pentacles' control. The divine masculine is the Chariot. That's how he's seeing himself, on a mission to magnetize energy and money, to plan a new life of destiny and good fortune. Not in his power at the moment, still running away from, or it could be him not in his power at the moment, or it could be his karmic with him, or a child with him who's not in their power. It doesn't have to be him, but it definitely can be. That's how he's seeing himself. Not in power at the moment, or he's not in power because someone else around him is not in power, so he can't leave the situation. Still running away from changes that need to be made. The cards from Romance Angels that came up for the masculine were new love, keep an open mind, your partner may differ than what you're used to, attraction, trust, which is all about having faith. And then this could be the one, yes. And then chemistry, right? There's a magnetic attraction here. Around the Divine Masculine, or how he is seen, is the Four of Orbs, or swords. And meditating or thinking alone by water or on a beach, gaining clarity about the Queen of Cups. And rising above, not sleeping well, but also the resurrection and the wounded warrior, Mary Magdalene. Above him to clear the way. So like the other day when I was getting the crucifixion with the Queen of Pentacles above the hangman crucifixion, today I'm getting the Four of Swords reversed as his resurrection and the wounded warrior as Mary Magdalene clearing the path for him in the resurrection. All right, so above him to clear the way. So she was the warrior. And then I was getting from the masculine saying, pity the fool, like who messes with her. Clear blocks, and spirits connecting with me. Clear blocks, Mary Magdalene like that. Clear blocks of peace and dolphins, Lemurian and Atlantis. For the masculine, that there's new passion and finding peace within that inspiration. No more conflict and drama and deception, which he's probably used to. No options but truth and love. Like being present now and really understanding the journey here. Then intuition came up, but even more so creativity and music. I got the music in me. It's just coming up. Look up and see the Two of Cups right in front of thee. The apple in the Garden of Eden, Mary Magdalene in the Garden of Gethsemane, and the fruit of your labor, your fruit, your children. Don't focus on the wounds anymore. See the two beautiful cups that are in front of you, that are you, that you are. For this is also reflected back to you as well. See your true beauty, your balance, and spirit connecting with me. Your balance, your love, your truth, your joy. Open your eyes and see who you are. When I opened my eyes on the cross, I saw all of you, knowing you knew not what you do. I saw the sun and the butterflies, and the clouds rolling by. I saw Mary and Mother and Heavenly Father. I was never alone. There is always beauty all around. The trees and the grass and the flowers say hello to you every day. They're wood in your house, but they still protect you from harm. I saw the judge, the jury, and felt the frustration and the satisfaction, the devil and the angel, the high priestess and the magician, as I stayed present and sovereign in magician embodiment. A shocking 5D fantasy legacy that I now have. You. I went to write a sentence, and it wasn't going to be just you, but as soon as I wrote you, a car flew south really fast, so I stopped to write it. And by the way, when I turned the page, it was 11:37, and 37 is the King of Cups. And then as this car flew south and I stopped and had to cut the sentence short and just write you, it was 11:40, which is the Page of Cups. A shocking 5D fantasy legacy I have, says Jesus. You. That was him saying that, okay? So then as I continue my sentence, you all just need courage to be happy, to find satisfaction without feeling guilt for the one you want to share it with, not wanting to leave them out of the joy. So then you sacrifice your own joy. Instead, be the joy and let them rise up and join you. The justice is in the surprise. There is balance now for the King of Swords reversed in holding on to the balance. He needs to purge to get to the truth. But make no mistake, he is holding on loosely. Leo is reversed, but he is finding his happy on his own. Foolishly insincere and jealous, falling on his face, detoxing for completion of cycle in order to come full circle. Angel with message of love, offering love by letting go of emotions and people that are no longer for his highest good. In a final purge in order to find complete emotional fulfillment in a family unit. The pot of gold at the end of the 4D rainbow. Separation from indigo in a bold move to think alone about connection and coming together for our journey of peace and passing on downloads and grieving until balanced and complete love and happiness. Hermiting in separation, though worst is over, using his left eye to connect to his downloads and come together with his divine feminine. Boldly going where no man has gone before, contemplating, resting, and meditating in peace nearby water, and his divine feminine, who waits for him to appear in front of her out of thin air, staying balanced. One in exile and one in mourning, changing the story of how Romeo and Juliet ends, the never-ending story, love. And that's making me want to cry, okay? And then, as soon as I finished the read, I started singing, I wanna be loved by you, and nobody else but you. I wanna be loved by you alone. Boop, boop, be doo. So for those of you who aren't that old, for Gilligan's Island, that is Ginger from Gilligan's Island. So that was definitely coming up right at the end of the read. And then as I went to write down the time to see what the mail was. And at that time, it was right at noon, it was 7772 before I sent the pictures to upload at 7777 at 12:21. So that the video was complete. Okay, so now I'm going to get into your, let's see, what time is it? I'll read the union read for you really quick. It's not that long. All right, so the union read from yesterday, I did want to tell you because it came up with all those twos in it. And then I wrote at the top because I all of a sudden started sweating. So I wrote hot, sweating. So I thought you'd like that title because it's right above the read. There was the Tower, the Hanging Man, Karma, and Indigo was the card after the read. So Hanging Man is Hangman, Karma is Judgment, Indigo is the Magician. It was 2-2-2-2 for the Swords, Wands, Cups, and Pentacles. And the only court card that came up was the Queen of Swords. It was 2-2-2-7-7-10-10. Forgiveness was the coding line topic. And the message was the feminine within the masculine, staying in their high vibration, coming together in abundance, fools, pity the fool, the fools, and then I was getting Gingman, and I don't know Gingaman, which is a game. It's a Japanese or a TV series. But I looked it up. When I looked it up, the Japanese TV series, it's a Japanese TV series, but the different headers all had 22s in them. After I just gotten 2222 and 222 in the headers, it was like the 22nd production and the 22nd entry, and it started 2/22/1998 and it ended 2/14/1999. And it was about a fighting style from like 3,000 years ago. But this show inspired the Power Rangers, so it's coming up with the inspiration for the Power Rangers, the twins, right? The warriors. So masculine and the feminine in their high vibe, coming together in abundance, fools, gingamen. I was also getting banker, government man around that as well, as the high priestess in their source energy or magician embodiment. Okay. So destiny journey with two banker warriors to make googly eyes at them after giving forgiveness. Yeah, that was coming up too, after forgiveness. So it started as the 27 came up. That was the ace of wands, and that was at 614. 14 is the temperance, the angel card, and the male I put down yesterday too was 7730, and 30 is the Four of Wands, the union energy. So it starts out with the Tower, lightning and fires. And my sage was still burning since before the video I posted yesterday. I just meant to light it just to go off for a little bit, and it was just still burning for like an hour. It like went out throughout the whole house. Sudden rise from the ashes as sudden uncomfortable emotions of negative self-talk or immature communication. Now this is the union, okay? Or divorce of Queen of Cups reversed, or the spirituality of Queen of Cups reversed, who's crying or purging. The karmic could be stretching it out forever via manipulation, or the divine feminine emotions of Jesus and Mary Magdalene and dealing with those insecurities. The karmic could have been making fun of the divine feminine. I was also getting mermaid dreams of black and white filmmaking, dark films, so a karmic like really like wanting to be a movie star of dark films, black and whites or dark films. I was getting death rolls and gurgling, which is odd. Maybe they want to make shows about death or just something really dark. but all about I and near-death experiences. That could be something else. Somebody wants to make shows about that. The Queen of Cups is out showering. She could be showering, but the Queen of Cups is out showing her powers. It could be baby showers going on. Showing her powers at work, aligning with director's cut. And Divine Director came up yesterday. Floating in a bubble around the world with Thoth and Michael protecting her and her powers of DNA and manifestation. Thoth was worried about manipulators coming her way. The Bull and Lion securing the door so the Divine Feminine can't get in. No more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. The Magician is protecting her, telling 2 to 3 to get out. So this is coming up as the masculine protecting the Divine Feminine. That he'll, like he's kicking everybody out, saying, oh, fine, I'll do it all myself, and cracking the codes on how to get in to the bubble of the Divine Feminine. It is safe for you to love came up for the union, and then it was keep an open mind below that. Finding peace away from control in the mirror split. Both bulls exit tent, or you look right and I'll look left, not sure which way is up. The red flag is above them. You have 2 bulls, right, and the red flag. So it's above their heads, okay? So the red flag that would trigger them to their expansion is above their heads. They're not there yet. A wish come true as the masculine leaves the karmic out of Africa. Hatari, safari, or Africa-themed party. Lantern, fruity fan, and dessert. Bullseye, the thorn in his side. That's the last straw. And then I was getting, instead of straw, instead of saying the last straw, then last nut. That's the last nut. I'm not dealing with nuts anymore. Okay, and as my voice goes. The nut doesn't fall far from the tree. My Divine Feminine will know exactly what I mean. Like, so it's coming up as, like, again, the karmic doesn't understand him at all. And he's standing up for himself by saying, my Divine Feminine would know exactly what I mean. At family event or party, the Divine Masculine becomes happily single. Tells his daughter he's leaving and out the door to go mingle. Follow Your Dreams comes up here for the masculine, which is 85. And underneath that was Leadership, which is 81, which in the Divine Triangle book is the end of the cycle, 81, the life cycle. Someone flung off the horse or the hamster wheel, but leg was caught in the spokes or chain, and then I was getting chain gang, so someone might be in a gang as well, or someone might be ganged up on. The Divine Masculine little boy is out making arrangements. Masked ball or Cirque du Soleil, not expressing. Flow is blocked or slowed by Mercury retrograde and saving up money. Pop top about to blast off, shout or shot out of a cannon, counting sheep on the ceiling, or writing in pencil or stencil or carving tool to save money with school supplies. Kids helping to get ready, to decorate the yard and see a new perspective, and trying to be wise. Someone put their foot in a socket, or stuck in vacuum hole, or at the bar hanging from the chandeliers at Caesar's Palace. Communication is all disjointed here, but someone has cash left over after being at the tables. Or someone held on their money wisely and didn't lose all their money. Sudden insecurities come out as another's powers rise. Holding on to savings, 2 magicians vie for position. It's safe to love, keep an open mind, and follow your dreams. Get going already was coming up. Recently, 2 orbs burned. I was getting too obscured when I went to say it. Recently 2 obscured, or 2 orbs burned. Offering a new life. Offering a new life to move forward with something practical, to spend in order to fix up a little bit. A fool leaps into 4D rainbow to be judged by the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, fending off others of cleaning yard for house or party and grieving the end. Twin fool leaped to happy family after judged by the Queen of Wands, as the King of Wands had aligned with the Queen of Wands in energy, but they don't match at all in the way they think about standing up and cleaning house and or parties or a grief process and getting paid to feel better. So there's a lot of differences between them. The foundation is taking the steps to heaven. Injustice worst, over, but no swords no swords are down between the magicians. Centrally, the energy for the union yesterday was twin flames in lack and blocked, now free themselves to rise and switch lanes. The Queen of Cups connected to the Queen of Swords and him, longing at night for the High Priestess to keep quiet about the keys, which are going to the karmic to use for the business. So some kind of, so whatever I say, like on my video, the karmic could be picking up some stuff to use for her business or stealing information, that kind of stuff was coming up. The challenge being the Hanging Man sneaking away from transformation of new passion, the Knight of Wands doing errands or running around busy for a priest or marriage or coming or or traveling or driving or moving to greener pastures. So the masculine seeing that he can move to greener pastures and clean water, feeling guilty for being an opportunist, the right knee blocking from getting busy with angel and devil. The Taurus Cancer is done. Now the divine masculine or divine feminine is free from them. But healing injuries and new perspectives, still living possibly with an angel and the devil. Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Cancer, and Taurus came up here, as well as possibly Scorpio and Aries around too. Cancer, Taurus reversed, and Sagittarius, Capricorn was upright, so they're the one who's happy about the break, and now crowning is the Queen of Swords pulling a switch. Stuck in emotions from lack of sleep on journey, but rising above to journey on. The Leo is coming up as weak, the Queen of Wands reversed, getting attention without option from Messenger of Truth, who's holding on. Lovers deliberating to drop burdens and implement a move, to confess imbalance and narcissism, cracking the whip with kids watching, harsh truth of instability of marriage. Aquarius, Capricorn, karmic, harsh, controlling and depressed, all business, and he is now lifting weights. Emperor with sights on Queen of Pentacles and hers on an offer of love. Soon, karma is a mess. Sovereign is out in the cold, injured but connected. Justice and or Libra, desperate to reveal to Queen of Wands or one at a distance about connection at work that he flirted with and stole their energy. Twin path and 4D bridge. The union is seeing itself as the Ten of Cups, the battle done to third party or overindulgences to be judged. With family, the King of Cups unhappy with reflection of 3 on top of family pyramid, 3 out of 10. And the cards that came up for the union were soulmate, getting to know each other, release your ex, let go of control issues, romantic feelings, and honeymoon. So a lot have been coming out. Around the union, or how is seen, is the 3 of flames, presently inspired by depression. Dumped and grounding and integrating, clear blocks of surrender, to leave work deception behind and be truth and justice, the real you, authentic. Forgiveness came up, but even more so, pride and financial discipline for the union. At home, cutting cords, hair and or obsessions. Family legacy, DNA of depression, king and queens and emperors, and insincere gestures of love in order to get what you want. Wealth, power, and status. For Leo to steal and to chase away my true sunshine from the masculine side. The family is exposed for lying, cheating, and stealing. Indigo child destined to be happy and passionate no matter what. Everyone watching the Knight of Cups propose at a family party despite his obsession with someone else. So it could be proposing anything. It doesn't have to be proposing marriage, but it could be. Indigo destined to be with happy family after family exposed, and or Leo runs away. So it could be a child also. Frustrated student or opportunist on a quest. So it's going to be different for everyone. So if it doesn't fit your situation, don't force it to fit. Sudden event or insecurities or manipulation to connect to the world and to the universe. Taking steps to find emotional happiness and be present in drama, in knowing of the twin flame relationship and the karma, called to action now to surrender after giving forgiveness to your family for having rejected the masculine. Family outcast. So masculine is now dealing with being the outcast of the family. The feminine could have feelings of that as well. Sudden knowing of steps to take to twin Queen of Swords for happiness in divorce, staying present to surrender despite family and difficult children. Okay, so that was the read from yesterday for union. And now I'm just going to get right into pulling some oracle cards for you guys. Let's see. We're going to go with Divine Director again today. So take a deep breath. Clear the line. Clear the line. Filling the empty spaces with only beautiful love and diamond light. All right. So this March 11, 2019, for everyone watching, in the best and highest good of all who's concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And this we're asking of Divine Director. What is our guidance, please? Okay. Kahuna prayer is at the bottom, number 8, which of course is the infinity symbol and perfect balance and manifestation. The affirmations, your affirmations, your Kahuna prayer. Okay, which I have set below, but you can look that up online too if you would like. The first card that came out, which I'll read, I won't read the others, is Thoth, is 31. 31 is that 5 of Wands coming up again, that expansion energy of conflict. And then I have 3 cards. Water. Water is 15, is the devil energy, the shadow. 51 is the opposite of that, the reflection of that. Is the King of Swords, the King of Swords and the devil. So it's the masculine flip-flopping between personalities. The shadow and the light, okay, which is normal for everyone. And 4 is the Emperor energy. Okay, so we have those 3, obviously representing the masculine. And then Thoth is like around the feminine, for sure. I've been getting that. And then I get here Mother Mary's aquamarine mantle and Saint Germain, which is 52 and 34. And this is 34 is about expressing feelings. It's the 8 of Wands. You know, there could be heated exchange here, or a good heated exchange. But 52 is the Queen of Swords again coming up, which was the only card in the read today. Okay, and we have 1, 3, 2. So it's like the circle, right? The circles of energy. You have to go 1 up to 3, then you come back to 2, and then up. Thoth is 31. Thoth, the high priest of the golden era of Atlantis, led his tribe to South America to become the Inca civilization. He thought when every single aspect is in tune, the whole is automatically in harmony. Your guidance is to bring all parts of your life and your body into alignment so that you can enjoy perfect health and happiness. Imagine every cell of your body is a part of an orchestra. Let your thoughts conduct a magnificent concert for radiant well-being. Attune to each area of your life to a higher purpose so that your life is a celebration. Affirmation is, my life and my health are in perfect harmony, which is perfect for the 4 of Wands to be representative of union, because that's the celebration card, family celebration. Okay, so we're being called again to focus on each aspect of our life to see if it's in balance. You know, when one's in balance, then see what else needs work, but focus on the joy. Okay, don't focus on the negative. Focus on the things that are going positive. You will naturally be inspired to fill in the holes as you go. Okay. So altogether we have 6 cards. So there's the love, the Kahuna prayer for love. Namaste. Okay, so we have Thoth, the gold and silver violet flame, so transmutation. Metatron's coming up here with a cloak, which is kind of like a form of protection to put his light, his cloak around you. And then water's coming up as important. And Thoth. And then Saint Germain, for again, is transmutation. Mother Mary's aquamarine mantle is all about your inner child and your higher self. So to focus on your inner child. Alright, so then we have the past life deck. Past life deck. Take another deep breath. Divine Director. Clear line. Okay. This is for March 11, 2019. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Divine Director, please. intervene on our behalf? And what is your guidance? Okay. Male, females at the bottom of the deck, not facing each other, back to back. That's aligning your energies. Okay, that's good because you're in proximity to each other. It could also be, you know, breakups, obviously. Underneath it is galactic. Just knowing that both, you could have galactic connections with both your twin and your karmic. So don't, you know, don't, it's bringing up the tit for tat too. Don't bring up the negative of the situation. Like, hold on to the present. But your galactic connections are coming up here, and again, the kite and the dippers, the little dipper and the North Star, Vega. I'm getting somebody had an abortion. Someone's really pissed about that. That a baby, a galactic connection, wanted to come in as your baby, and it was aborted. I'm not seeing miscarriage here specifically. Someone could have had a miscarriage, but I'm seeing abortion here, where the masculine's really pissed. No, because the masculine's aware that of the connection, of the importance of this. Or it could have been someone else's child, that kind of thing. Coming up here is wisdom and food and hunger, reversed. Okay, so the unicorn and the purity of the unicorn. To work on world hunger, okay, so that nobody starves. That people don't need to live on bread and rusty water. And the wisdom, the purity is coming up, to purify your food. Make sure you're eating organic. Don't eat the crap anymore. That's what it's saying. Purify your food. Drink clean water, eat pure food, as organic as you can. I know it's expensive, but do your best. Especially for the things that don't have thick skins on them, that have pesticides. So, like, you know, like blueberries and stuff like that. You want to get the frozen organic stuff because you don't want to eat all the pesticides. It's just saying use your noggin. Thank you, I like that one. Oh, and there's couples who don't agree on what to eat. And someone is, like, you know, obstinate about it. They won't hear anything but their way. Then we have these 4 cards coming up. Transportation, spiritual and religion, authority figures, and orphan. They're all upright. Not as much as I can so you can see them. Oh, this way. Okay, so I don't see it. I'm getting, like, you know, in hue, that they're all similar. They're not exactly aligned, but they're very similar energies coming together here. So we have the train. The time is right, I just got. The timing is right. You're on the track. You're on the right track. You're on the right track. And the train is on the right track. Again, use your hands and open books. And use your light to expand. I'm getting, like, open the lotus. Open it more. There's many pages in the book. Open up the layers of the lotus more and the powers of your hands. Experiment with your energies. Broaden and expand your light. And also breathe in, wrap it around your heart, and then diffuse that light. Like, it's showing, like, just like you see light expand like that. Diffuse that energy all out throughout your body and out through your aura and then out through the land, right? It's just saying shine your light. and that the court decisions are being heavenly guided. So don't worry about the decisions that come down, because the gavel has all the sparkles around it. Authority figures are going to be falling from being in somebody's pocket. And with the orphan, I'm getting Oliver. It's making me want to cry. Because we have the food and hunger card here for Oliver. Please, sir. More. Please. And Spirit's connecting with me. Stay in your lane and shine your light, and don't worry about the court decisions. And don't worry, kids, everything's going to be all right. That's what's coming through. You're not alone. The kids are feeling alone because their parents are fighting, either putting them between them or they're fighting over them in court. And that's not making, it's making them feel alone. And the biggest deal in a divorce situation with children, and I know because I've been through it, is that the kids feel loved by both parents, and that neither parent stands in the way of the love for the children, no matter what they think about each other. It doesn't matter if you don't agree. Let you each influence your children. Your children are smarter than you think. They know how to take in what agrees with them and what doesn't. So some of them may agree with you and some might agree with the other. It doesn't matter. Allow them who they are. Allow them to be authentic. When you trust them, then they'll trust you more and open up more. And let them stomp off and be pissed at you. They have to. That's how they grow. That's how you grow. Instead of screaming at your children, just walk away. If you consider the silent treatment, it's the silent treatment. But let go. The harsh words stick with your children more than anything. You can be like the most amazing, loving parent for many, many, many years, and all of a sudden explode and hit your child, and that's going to be the one thing they remember. So just know that, and that's why it's so important not to react, to stay present. If you react, take yourself out of the situation and go hit a pillow and scream on your own. But don't say nasty words. I hate it when I hear parents cursing at their children. You have no idea what that effect has on them. All right. So that's that. And then we have 4 more. Nope, it's 5. So what did we have? We had 2, 4, and then 5. It takes 2 to cause grief. Okay? That's what I'm getting. We have 2 and then 4. 2, 4, 5, and 4, 5. And the grief slows down the process, but it's actually the trigger that helps you to expand. So don't worry about that. It's all for a reason. The 5 cards here, I really don't know if I'm going to be able to keep these together as I turn them around. Alright. Okay, so we have 5 cards here. Got monk or nun there reversed, high priest or priestess reversed, medicine man or woman reversed, and then unrequited love is upright, and then Celtic is reversed as well. So it's all reversed except for the pissed off woman. This is her face. This is the energy you're getting. Why would you want to live with that? How can that be good for anyone? That's not good for anyone. She needs to find her happiness too. So it's saying, get rid of the monk or nun attitude. Okay, you don't have to be, you don't have to sacrifice yourself for someone else. Find your joy. But that doesn't mean go sleep with everyone. Okay, that's not your joy. That's not loving yourself first. All right, because number 1, you're taking on all their issues by sleeping with them. Their energetic issues. But also, if it's not your twin, and you know your twin's your twin, and you know that that's the only person you're ever going to really love forever and ever, why are you going with someone else? If you're guided to do, that's fine. But it's still, the point is, You know that's not going to last. So if that's your joy, being with someone else, then you still have a ways to go, because you need to rise in that. If you need to be with someone else who you know you're not going to be able to stay with, and then there's going to be hurt between you, even if you leave on good terms, there's still going to be the memory with that person. So really, you have to be really in your knowing about what's going to make you happy. And if that relationship other than your twin is going to make you truly happy, then go for it. But think about that. Would you want your twin? Would that make you feel loved? If you're connected to someone and you voluntarily go into another relationship to have sex, knowing that your twin can feel that, is that loving yourself? Think about that. All right, so we have the monk or nun and then the high priest or priestess. You don't always have to be the high priest or priestess. You can just be happy. You can live your life and have joy. Also, alternative medicine is definitely coming up here. But it's not always about getting fixed. It's not always about going to a doctor or going to an alternative doctor even. Sometimes it's just about working on yourself. And sometimes it's just about being happy and not carrying a cross to bear. Okay? Look. Let go of the cross that she's bearing. You know, this is a religious issue or a cultural issue, a depression issue. It's not always about someone fixing you. It's about you making yourself happy, putting yourself first. Don't deprive yourself, just be love. And it's not okay to mourn all of your life, no. Would you really want your, if you passed away, would you really want your kids to mourn you for the rest of your life? And you have to look at your relationship with your children, because that's the purest relationship that you have. Would you want them mourning for you for the rest of your life? And some religions and cultures teach you that you have to mourn your dead for a certain time period, some for their whole lives. But that's why people get cancer. All right, so I'm going to go into Journey of Love. Journey of Love. Take another deep breath. Okay, Dee Dee. Clear a line. Clear a line. Clear a line. Okay. So for this March 11, 2019, for everyone watching in the best and highest good of all is concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And we are posing this to Divine Director, please. Ooh. Alright, I have to take it. I wasn't gonna, but I have to. Alright, the underlying energy is Lovers. They kind of fell out, but I know which two fell out first. There's 2 and 3, and then the bottom of the deck is the Lovers, 57. And that is the 3 of Swords, which is the underlying energy in the read today for the masculine. The 2 cards that came out first were both black and white with the Lovers. The Lovers is a little off-white too, but they're all very similar in color. So check it out. This is the Lovers at the bottom of the deck, and the 2 cards that came out for you today. So like, what are the chances that these 3 cards will come out? Because this whole deck is very colorful. Okay, so this is what came out for you guys. It's all very black and white. Keep it simple and allow yourself to fall. These 2 cards are 4 and 14. And yesterday was all about 4, remember? So you have the Emperor and the Angel. The Emperor keeps it simple, but the Angel allows themselves to fall. To to be that feather, to have wings. Because when you have feathers and wings, who cares if you fall? Right? And the emperor has a mouse or a rat in their presence. Or possibly a pig. Keep it simple. And a thorn in his side. Or someone's chewing through, oh, I'm seeing a mouse chewing through wires for an emperor. I'm just getting for the simplicity, for the emperor, don't be greedy. You have plenty. Something about the blade of grass, just one blade of grass. Someone's sniffing around. Someone's remote viewing with the birds watching. Somebody could be bird watching as well, especially with the feather here. I'm getting hoarding. There's one blade of grass, and there's a piglet there clinging to the one blade of grass that's left and not sharing it with anyone. Like it's the end of the world, when they actually are fine. It's the emperor, it's the 4. So I'll read those to you, but I also have these 3 that came out. I have heaven. Heaven is number 70, and spiritual dance of the goddess, number 29, and becoming, 34. 29 is the 3 of Wands, and 34 is the 8 of Wands, and 38 is the Queen of Cups, and 70 is the 2 of Pentacles. That's the dance, the juggling, but in the Sirian Starseed deck, it's surrender. And it's heaven, which is the last card of the deck, so I'm going with the surrender here. These are all very kind of variations of green and aquas. We go from olive green to really aqua. So it's all about that high heart, and we were talking about that yesterday. Was the 8th ray? I think it was the aquas were the 8th ray, which is going to the higher rays. It switches at 8, and that's where Divine Director comes in. I'm getting fallopian tubes again, and who's the cartoon character? I forget his name. With the eyes that stick up off of his head. I'm getting him. My son used to watch that all the time. I wish I could remember the name. I'm getting for the heaven card that you're all in God's love. You're all in my light. But the shape of the light that the twins are in is different than the rest. I'm getting that one is like in a spray of light, and then the other ones are in circles of light. So it's like you're in the spray of light until you're able to ascend into the circle of light. Ah, it's like being in the Family Circle. What's the movie? He was so funny in that. You know, but if you're not in the family circle, you can't know anything. You're out here. You're either out here or you're here. But also with heaven, I'm getting that there's always one person who feels left out and alone. And you need to go find them. they don't feel included in the light. And again, the olive oil is amazing. Use it for everything. And getting MASH units again with the surgical bandage. Someone might be having surgery or getting a cast or something like that, or wrapped. Maybe they have a pulled muscle or something they're wrapping. But I'm getting ribbons, presents as well. Ribbons and a nun. Mother Mary. She loves cooking, but I'm also getting too many hands in the broth. Someone's the life that they painted for themselves is now being erased. I'm literally seeing it being erased. And we're coming down the fallopian tubes, which is a birth. Someone who didn't think they could get pregnant may get pregnant. But no one to worry that everyone will be accepted to the light. They're saying everyone comes to heaven. There is no hell. Hell is the one who feels left behind because they're disconnected from self. Stay present, express yourself, and surrender. Be authentic. So I'm going to read these to you quickly before it gets too long. It's 117. It was just 22, and then 24 and 27. So 14 and 4. So let's do 4. 4 says simplicity. Bow to that which is simple. You'll find the answers to your most complex issues and those questions that seem to defy the possibility of an answer. You'll find the solution now through simplicity. Live one day at a time. Have gratitude for whatever you possibly can, even if you're yet to understand why you should be grateful, because you can't perceive the gift hiding within your struggles quite yet. Trust in the goodness of life, seeking to serve you into becoming the fullness of all that you are. Yes, beloved, even in your darkest night, the light of love is serving you. The most sophisticated problems can be resolved through a simple answer. Love, trust, have faith, be patient. Wait and you shall see. Let simplicity be. This oracle brings you an answer. Everything is going to be all right. Don't add fuel to the fire and look for ways to sort out complicated matters prematurely. Sometimes the ingredients need to cook and percolate so they can become a meal. The circumstances with which you are struggling will right themselves in time. Stay present and be patient. Pray in your own way, meditate, time in nature, dance, and literally talk to the divine. When you need to take a clear, simple action, you will feel it, relax, and know it's all going to work out for the best. There is peace for one whose heart is open. I was getting, since we need something to do, Mother Mary some olive oil. Cook, cook, cook. Eat, eat. And divine director. Says to talk to the divine director. All right, so 14. All right, 14 is falling, and that's after gifts received. Don't worry, you may fear your falling, but it's just your soul diving deeper into the ocean of bliss. You are sensing parts of your life flying away from you, out of your control, as the momentum of your divine surrender takes over and becomes more powerful than the old adhesive between you and what no longer serves. Laugh, cry, celebrate, and ponder. Whether it makes sense or not, you're likely a perfectly ripe fruit falling from that universal tree, succulent and ready to be enjoyed for all that you are. If you wait any longer, this moment will be lost and you'll end up on the ground, having to decay and go to seed in order to start the whole process again. Where have all the flowers gone? This is not so bad, but what a shame if your sweet nectar was not to be savored by a hungry world. You deserve to be declared the most delicious, juicy fruit that ever was. So fall, you'll end up exactly where you're meant to be. This oracle contains a message for you. You're being called closer into divine union and into the fulfillment of your destiny now. It is safe for you to trust in what is happening. Go with it. It might seem like you're being asked to take a leap of faith. It's the right timing for that. It is your time to give of yourself in love without holding back anything of yourself. Is it wrong to love, to feel what I hold inside? The answer must wait. Okay. All right, I got to show you the picture. I'm not going to show you all the pictures. I'll show you the read from today. And get to it. Okay, so this is today. And I wanted to show you a close-up of this part of the read, which I'll probably put on the tag, okay? Because that was right around the present moment. And those cards never come together. And this is the full read. Okay, guys. Drink your water, get your rest. I slept okay last night, wasn't great. But you know, rise and be loved, guys. Bye.